Good morning. Welcome to day 31 of the Being Challenge. It's a Diet Coke morning this morning. Well, this morning we're talking about focus. Focus. Are you focused? Focus seems to be one of the big buzzwords in productivity today. There are all kinds of ways to help us around the office to stay focused. In fact, there are focus modes we can turn on our computer that shut off all email alerts and dings and even kind of remove everything else from our desktop of our computer so that we can see only what we're working on. So we're in focused mode. I wonder what life would be like if we didn't have to have all these implements, these tools, these devices set up to help us focus. If we could just more naturally focus on things. Well, obviously, I think we've crossed a line in technology and in the pace of life and whatever that's going to make that really hard to go back to it, a simpler, calmer time when we were focused. Yesterday, if you read your daily challenge, you read the warning that people were giving out about books. When books first started, people were reading. They were going to strain their eyes. They were going to grow fat and lethargic because they were spending so much time reading and they weren't doing things. And well, we seem to have managed through that. But technology has certainly put a challenge on our focus. Even just a moment ago, you heard my phone buzz or bing that I have a message that has come in. Focus, something that we need to work on. I think, to be honest, one of the most interesting things in this reading for today was the big bold page where Zach wrote, "God can do more in 1 second than I can do in my entire lifetime." Now that's both positive and negative. It's humbling as to the effects of my life, but it's also very comforting to know the power of God. That God is that powerful and focused that He can do that much. So, what do you do to help you focus your time on God? I shared with you the other day, I had my candles sitting here. That's something that I do to help me focus on my time with God. I turn that candle on as a reminder that this is some dedicated time now, and I'm spending some time in worship and prayer. And but what about you? How do you focus on things? How do you focus on a project? Sometimes for me, focus means turning on music. Sometimes, depending on the project, it means turning off music. Sometimes it means, for me, talking out loud to keep the thoughts and ideas coming. And sometimes it means being quiet. Sometimes for focus, I need to close my doors and just have more solitude time to allow me to focus. And there are other times when focus for me seems to work best when I'm in a busy coffee shop and I'm the buzz and din of activity around me helps me to kind of um, work on whatever it is I'm working on. So I think we all have different ways and times of focusing. But I think the important lesson is that sometimes focus takes deliberate intention, action on our part to focus on what really matters. And that even comes with simple meditation of God's word. One of the ways I think we can do that well is to take a single verse for the day and maybe even set it in our phone to pop up every few hours. So it would remind us to look at this passage and just take a few minutes and just read through it a couple times and focus on it, meditate it, and get to know the verse more deeply. So, share with me your focus techniques. What do you do to focus more on whatever it is you do? I know that there are lots of different techniques that people use depending on their job and what they want to focus on. So, share a couple. Maybe we'll pass them on. Well, I don't want to keep you long today because you've got some solitude to get to, and stay focused. Focused. That's the message. Stay focused. I have to focus on where I have to click my little mouse to end this thing. See ya.